Yo.
What's up, brother?
Oh, just another day.
You ever been on a dead run to get somewhere?
Yes.
That's how I
Many
was
times.
today. So I'm sorry, everybody. I was late. I was trying to shove food in my face to get on here today.
Well, that's pretty excusable.
Actively shoving food in my face as I was coming down into the studio. You know, I think I finally I think everyone in my house finally recognizes this is a studio. Does everybody recognize your room as a studio?
For the most part, I mean, my wife has a desk over here that she does some of her like cricket crafting stuff. But for the most part, yeah, it's the studio.
Is it recognized in the house as a studio?
Yeah.
That's amazing. It took my house a long time. Now they're like, you're going down to the studio.
Well, I think my wife calls it the studio. My kids just call it Dad's room. That's pretty much it.
Dad's room sounds better than a studio.
It's Dad's room.
Why is it mine called Dad's room? It had to be Dad's basement, though. Going to Dad's basement.
Mm.
Everything in my basement's cool, though.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
No, it's girl free. You know, it's all like boy stuff. It's all girl free. You know, like Nerf guns and 3D printers and bobblehead dolls. You know, everything guys have.
As long as it's not dolls that, become alive after it goes dark.
You never know, they could, though. I mean, I wonder about this sometimes. I'm like, man, I wonder what would happen if they just decided to like all come to life. It would be a war. I mean, these little things could probably take over my house. There's thousands of them down here.
Yeah, no,
It'd be tough.
let's not think about
What do you mean? Let's not think about it. Let's think about it. Let's go down that rabbit hole for a minute. So let's just say that they all come to life. What would they do if they all came to life?
that. Well, if movies tell us anything, they are going to murder us.
They're gonna murder us if they all come. Maybe Funko's plan was to infiltrate all of our homes and then murder us in our sleep.
It'll be like was it Gulliver's Travels? They just like pin us to the ground and throw little ropes over
They
the top.
could though, for real. They just pin us to the ground everywhere, and I wonder which one would get me first. Probably the Joker. Probably my 10-inch Joker would be the first one to get me.
Well,
My
in that case, I'm glad I got rid of Annabelle.
why?
Since she wouldn't be around.
I should send you an Annabelle. That's exactly
No.
what should happen.
Technically, though, that pop was sitting in a chair, though, so if she got up, technically wouldn't.
So what's been going on this week?
Nothing. Just this weekend, I finished up my current class, so I was doing a lot of schoolwork to finish up and turn everything in by Sunday. Got a week off before the next class, and kind of get ready for I might have to shift around schedules with certain things, but get ready for Leah's birthday weekend next weekend.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Have you had a chance to film with your new phone?
Not yet.
Man, you are lame. What
I know,
happened?
I know, I suck. I've done a few like small things just in the house with the shorts and stuff, but no, not out in the field. I plan on doing that when we go out. We're gonna, of course I'm gonna do a room tour at Port Orleans. I'm gonna do probably a new resort tour. It's been a while since I did a resort tour there, and then I'll probably film something out at Studios. Studios is where we're going for our full day, so I'm going to try to promote to try to do a hunt for the Mandalorian.
The Hunt for the Mandalorian. That would be good.
So I think that's where we're going to go with on that.
Are you going to get him to sign anything?
I might. I mean, I did get. No, I probably shouldn't have that one signed. I did get. I think I said it last week. I don't know. I did get somebody to give me a very nice one, recently. So, but I don't think I'm going to get. That's an expensive pop. So, I don't think I'm going to really give that one away. Or
how many expensive pops do you have now?
Expensive? That's probably. I don't know. To be honest with you, I have no idea. I don't have any of my items in, so I don't know. I mean, I would imagine my golden 50th Mickey with Castle has got to be some value. This one I know is 270 because I looked it up after I got it in. Other than that, I have no idea. I do not know.
You know, the funny thing is, I don't either. It's not until I see them like on some kind of trending that I'm like, oh, I have that one.
Oh, I just realized I forgot to turn something on. It's dark back there. Did you just freeze or am I frozen? I don't know if I lost you. Am I frozen or is he frozen? I have no idea. He is frozen. Okay, I'm trying to make sure. It's one of these things. It's kind of stuck up here, and I'm like, what? I don't know if I'm sitting here talking to myself. Well, obviously I'm talking to myself, but if you guys can't hear me, there he goes. Finally, so he dropped out for some weird reason. So he must be having some technical difficulties, which does happen. Um, but yeah, I wasn't like it was one of those moments for a second there where it's like, you don't know if your connection just died out on you and his kept going, but yours is still going because it's on your computer. I don't know. So I'm glad. Thank you for the letting me know I wasn't crazy. But yeah, for the hunt for the Pedro Pascal. Yeah, definitely. Well, we don't know. He won't take off his helmet when he's in Galaxy's Edge. So but yeah, that could be interesting to do. Plus, I think with the Magic Band Plus, I gotta look it up. There is a game you can play out of Galaxy's Edge. It's like a bounty hunter type game. There you are.
I don't know what happened, man. It went completely out on me.
I have no idea. I was just telling them. It was one of those things where you stopped, but I didn't know if my computer froze and disconnected almost. And I don't know. It was really weird. But they said you froze. So
Yeah, no, everything froze on me at one time. My cell phone froze, the computer froze, everything froze on me at one time. It was really weird because I thought you froze too because my phone was just like suspended, like on the same screen. So I was like, "Well, we both like froze out somehow." Nope, not at all. What happened?
that
So,
was weird.
anyways, what were you talking about
I
before?
was I was saying I was telling them, with going this weekend, definitely go hunt for Mandalorian. But I forgot, my daughter and I we have what's called Magic Band Plus, which is the newer Magic Band version. It has abilities to do things, but I don't think they've used the extent in which they do it. So they have it when you go into Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios. There's a what they call a bounty hunter game. So you got to go to the specific door and you put your Magic Band Plus up to it, and you can it'll tell you a bounty you got to go look for. And when you get, and as you're looking for the bounty, we got kind of confused last time. I might have to watch a video on how to play this game properly. But it'll start, your Magic Band will start, flashing and vibrating when you get close to wherever the bounty is supposed to be within Galaxy's Edge.
Well, that could be interesting. You should video that.
So you're supposed to be collecting the bounty, and then you take it back to the door and you get it. But I've seen people complete the whole thing.
You should video that. That would be fun.
But which could be definitely very interesting. So,
that would be fun. Let's hit this chat up real quick though.
Yes, definitely very helpful. A few people in here. Of course, it's on my channel. Nobody watches. It's okay.
It's not true. It's not true. I watch it every week. I watch it.
Well, yeah, I didn't hear first with Miss Christina Payne. I appreciate you stopping on by. Thank you very much. We have Mr. Zach Bonifer. What's going on? Appreciate you stopping by. We have Simon Crook. What's going on? Of course, we got that WayneKo guy that stopped in. And I think that's where we're at. We got showing seven people. Only a couple people have chatted. Throw in the chat, say hi, and we'll go ahead and get you up on here. But yeah, so it's definitely an interesting thing to do. So we'll see. Gotta see how much time this next class kind of takes on me. But the last one it was just a lot of reading and a lot of annoyances essentially. But I learned some things, and we continue to move on. Or I don't like this class and this teacher, and after the first week I drop the class. Who knows?
Yeah, that happens.
That does happen from time to time.
That happens. So I got a couple of things that we're going to talk about today. Not everything's Funko related. We talked about this already. Not everything's going to be Funko related, but a lot of what we're going to talk about today is going to be very much Funko, and some of it might be controversial. So if you tend to get offended easily, this is probably the moment in time where you got your disclaimer that says step out of the live, and we'll catch you in the next video. But we probably could say that about every one of our lives, to be honest, right? I mean, every one of our lives, we could probably say if you get offended easily, you probably shouldn't be here. I have a question for you, and I know that you don't really keep up with Funko that much anymore, but with the New York Con like out there, it's kind of in your face. You really didn't have an option, right? With the amount
Um,
of like, if you get on Instagram, you didn't have an option. If you're following JKL, if you're
that
following the
that's where I was
older,
gonna say the only real things I seen was from our good friend JKL. He was there. It seems like for the whole weekend. I hit him up with a few things. And what I hit him up is usually, for the most part, I don't make comments in the chat. I was surprised to see that Mariotti was actually there. Why?
was
Don't know.
Brian Mariotti there?
I think no, sorry, Mike.
Funmaker Mike, yeah. Funmaker Mike's
He
always
was
there.
he was there, which he is annoying as shit. Um,
Kind
I
of.
would have kicked
I
him in
kind
the
of
shins
agree.
and I would have kicked him in the shins and ran away.
I kind of
Um,
agree.
and then there was another
This is what
gentleman that he was there with that swindled his way into some sort of eBay live thing that he's going to take a video of.
You've seen that too,
That
huh?
is incredibly sorry, but I did have to send a message to JKL to watch his background. This particular person, because there's a reason this particular person. There's a lot of people, even big time content creators, that have decided to refuse to work with him anymore because he's such a douchebag.
I don't know if that was it. I think that I heard that he was buying views is what I think that I heard. And I know that might be taboo and maybe I shouldn't have said
It
it, but
might be
we didn't say who.
taboo, and if
We didn't
that's what
say
you
who.
want to do, you want to do. But I think overall,
So let me
he's
take let me
he.
take the story that I was told about the person we're not going to disclose.
You guys, I'm sure you guys can figure it out by going to watch some of JKL's videos. But
So
you
I
go
was
first.
I was told that during the lives, views were getting bought, and it would cause the lives to go from like 10 viewers to 2,000 viewers. And then it would hold like that for a minute, and then it would crash back down. Look, I don't know if there's any truth to it. Just what I was told. Don't even really care, to be completely honest. I just thought I would say that out loud. So here's my question though, because I've watched the New York Con and I've seen everything in the New York Con, and I the only thing that you can compare this one to, right, is the other conventions that we've seen, right? So the when you're judging things, you can't really judge them based on like how you think they're doing or how you feel they're doing. You have to judge them based on the previous years. And for the previous years, this was an absolute flop. This was an absolute flop. I would love to hear what you have to say over in the comments. And Chris, I would kind of like to know what you have to say. Have you been on the Funko shop at all?
I have not. I did see that they released some really weak ass pop today.
All
Um,
right. So let's take a tour on the Funko shop for the people out there
let me
like me
pull
that are
this out.
brokies and they just haven't been able to afford to like drop $105 on the metal box, the heavy metal box.
I didn't buy. I know. We have a group that always hits up and says, "Oh, did they go? And did you go?" And I'm like, "Nope."
So this thing is still for sale. You can currently buy all of them at the moment. There's none of them that are black. Well, you can't get the Field of Graves, so you can't get the one that looks like Slash. But Rusty and Sid are still available. You can still get those two all day long. They're $105. This is extremely crazy to me that we have this many days later and this box is still 100% available.
I believe
What
it.
are your thoughts on that?
Um, Again, I think it goes back to a lot of things. I think it goes back to you know, Funko likes to shoot themselves in the foot. I think that being that this is so close to the last drop that was very similar to this with the Funko Fun Days, whatever the hell it was, and it being a certain point where it was very, mixed reviews. Aside from the sticker thing, I don't care. I don't give a crap about the people clout chasing for the sticker problem. But I think overall, as a box, from what I've seen personally, it doesn't seem like it was all that great. Some cool items, but not all that great. And I think a lot of people are still turned off by that on the fact that this is pretty much a similar type of situation. They're just regurgitating the same thing over and over again. I think if they did box like this maybe once, maybe twice a year, but not like basically at this point it's like back to back months. And I mean, really, why are you gonna want to do that?
Look, I agree with you. The New York Con is fairly how do you say it? Anytime it comes into the New York Con versus the San Diego Con is never as good as the San Diego Con, right? It's common knowledge that's the way that it always is. But historically, right? Historically, New York Con does sell out. Now, not everything sells out, but it does sell out. And it didn't this year. And I find it really crazy that it didn't sell out this year. I find it crazy that this box didn't sell out. I find it crazy that there's already people posting that their boxes are coming in damaged. Um, Not like the physical box itself either, like the inside content of the box somehow got damaged before it left Funko.
I
I
didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of posts lately of people opening the box and the inside of them are completely like trashed. I look, I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's wrong. I don't really care, but I see something happening with this box that happened with the San Diego Con box. People are going to get it and people are going to say, "Hey Funko, all the pops came in damaged. See this box." Right? I find it hard to believe that Funko would allow this stuff to leave their factory completely smashed, knowing that they're just going to have to reimburse the money. I mean, because that's what they do, right? Let's be honest. Funko just gives you the money back. They're like, "Oh, we're sorry. Here's your $105 back plus shipping," right? They don't even try and like contest it at all. They don't do any of that, which is to me, I think, one of the worst practices possible to just take everybody at face value. I respect the fact that they do, but there's a lot of people that from the San Diego Con Box of Fun will totally take advantage of that. And if it only takes one bad apple, right? So I already kind of see that happening with this box.
I just think it's too close from the last one, and you still have people. It's kind of like the. I'm not saying that people that probably got this heavy metal box, and again, Chase, I'm not talking shit by any means. I didn't get the box, so I'm just
Yeah, no, I
observing
didn't get the
from what I've
box.
seen.
I'm only speculating.
But there may be a lot of people that like the box, but the problem
For
is
sure.
to me, this is another Venom mystery box thing again. Everybody jumped on the very first one. The beat's cool, and then all of a sudden when they got it, people are like, uh, you know, they kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's all right. But am I going to spend another $105 in a month or two? I think that's the problem is they got to space these things out a little bit more. And next thing we know, we got Emerald Con coming out in January. We're going to get another stupid ass box. And, like I said, it just, and a lot of it could also be the economy, nonetheless, of the fact that people are still looking at different ways to spend their money. And
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think
the
that has
economy's
to do with
tough.
a lot.
The economy's tough for sure, right? I mean, we all know that. Let's take a look at the stuff that they have still on their site, right? So we still have the Freddy with bones, right? I guess we kind of all knew that was it. The Freddy's would never sell out that well when they're not actually made of characters, right? When it's not Freddy as Thor, when it's not Freddy as Han Solo, when it's just Freddy and doing something like this, they just don't sell out. And that's
There
the
is some in here that I am surprised didn't sell out.
Right. So there's a few that I'm surprised. Like this one, for example, I'm surprised that this one hasn't sold
Anything
out.
Freddy, yeah, I am
But
surprised.
then when I look at the price of it, then suddenly I'm not so surprised. So this is currently running at
$18 for a soda?
$18. Yeah. So it's currently running at $18. And there's a big piece, right? So there's a 15,000 piece count on this. So it's not like it's a 3,000, which was what used to be the con standards
Yeah.
was 3,000 piece run. So it's not a 3,000 piece run. So I look at that and I'm like, all right, it has that going against it. These things for some reason have not done that great. Period. This is one of those lines that I thought was going to do way better than it did. These 3 liters
I
just
still think $40 for that is a bit much when you can spend
I agree.
thirty
Yeah.
dollars for a movie moment, but we're gonna spend $40 for a 3 liter. That just and that's the same thing really turned me off with sodas because it's like you're paying more for a soda than you
Yeah.
are a regular pop. There's something wrong with that.
Look, I agree. I agree that $40 was too high of a price point. I said from day one it was too high of a price point. It needs to be more like $30 than it does 40. I think at 30 they'd have a much better like turnover rate. At least this one's a 5,000 piece run though, and not a 15,000 piece. The Lost Boys is a 5,000 piece. The Stitch is a 17. Wow. I mean, you're talking about like shooting for the fences. This one is a 17,000 piece run. The Santa though did sell out. I knew that. I think you even called
And to
this
sell
one.
that, yeah, I knew that because Nightmare Before Christmas has such a
Yeah,
cult following.
I think you called this one before anybody that the Nightmare Before Christmas Santa was going to sell out.
The
The
One Piece sold out.
the
Which
One
I
Piece
did
sold
call.
out. Here's the crazy thing I'm going to say about this. There's a lot of people that are overpaying for this at this moment. I've actually kind of heard from a source that I 100% believe in that this one's going to get restocked.
That's probably.
So I 100% heard it from a source that I would trust. Said if you want this one to just be patient, it will be restocked. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was told. You notice it says out of stock, right? Not like it just says out of stock on
Now
there.
the Yu-Gi-Oh one did go sold out as well, which I don't know who the hell that girl is. So
Yeah, but anime always does well,
yeah,
right? And
anime always does well.
I think I kind of knew that Yu-Gi-Oh was gonna sell out. The vaulted pops, they're never that hot. Like we all
Again,
knew.
me being a Captain America fan, I would normally consider this strongly, but again, I can't stand the vaults. They just don't display well.
Oh man, I can't stand the vaults, but I really like this captain. I really like that captain a lot. I might actually buy it at some point just for the captain. Maybe I'll wait for it to go on sale though.
Here,
So
watch
the
that. I did forget to do this. Alexa, turn on black light.
Alexa, turn off black light.
Nope, I muted it before. Shut up.
What is she
No.
saying? Alexa, are
I
you
don't
telling
know.
him how to live his
I
life?
muted it. I muted it so she can't hear.
So we knew that the Goblin Queen. This looks a lot like the Scarlet Witch, though. That if you didn't know any better,
Yeah.
you would be convinced that was the Scarlet Witch.
At first look, I thought that's who that was, but
So it sold out as well, but it also says out of stock. It doesn't say like sold out, which is super like sketchy.
Bug says that gets restocked.
Super sketch that they just say that. Then we have the this one is okay. We have the Scooby Doo.
My bucket did sell out.
The
I told you
bucket
that was gonna be
did
hot.
sell out. I am shocked that this bucket sold out. I
I
still
told
can't
you that
believe.
was gonna be hot.
I can't
I did-
believe that the
I
bucket
did not
sold
get
out.
one. I would like one if they restock it, but
I'm sure that it's going to get restocked as well.
the Spangler, I'm really surprised.
I'm surprised that the Spangler didn't sell out. I know that this one right here has sold out once on the site already. So if you want to like go grab that one is currently back on the site for sale. I'm just doing this because I know that we all don't scroll this all day every day. So I'm just going to kind of scroll this with y'all so you can get a look at it just in case there's something on there that you wanted to
Darth
grab.
Maul did sell out.
The Darth Maul did sell out. I did not expect that Darth Maul to sell out at all.
The D&D sold
this
out.
D&D like owl bear thing. I don't know what an owl bear is, but it sold out. Thanks to Stranger Things, Dungeons and Dragons has really like become a thing.
Yeah.
Has become a thing, and that's it. I mean, so that's it in the grand scheme of what they have on their site right now. As far as New York, now I was told from a source that I would kind of trust that One Piece is going to get back on there. I'm not going after it if it does. I'm not going to be waiting for it if it does. So with the amount of pops that didn't sell out, I challenge you in the chat to do something for me. I challenge y'all to tell me fail. Was it a flop or was it is a success? was this a successful convention or did it flop? I'm going to lean into the fact that it flopped. Is where I'm leaning.
I think it all depends on what you're going for. If you're going for something in particular and you end up getting it, then that could just that alone could see you be a success. Overall, I still say that the pops that they released for this was a large amount of a product dump. I can't comment on the anime stuff because I don't know enough about those to say if they were or not. But the rest of it seemed to be a product dump. The one that I would have gotten, but I didn't jump on it, was the bucket. I knew that was going to be hot. There's a lot of people like me that was going to want that. But overall, I mean, I heard good things about New York Comic Con. This is as big and as it has been in the past. No, it definitely, from what I understand, it was not as crowded as it has been overall. But as far as Funko, I don't know. I think it was kind of a flop, but that's just me.
So look, I'm going to like slide into the idea that it was a flop. And if it wasn't a flop, they overproduced these like you would not believe, right? So if it wasn't a flop, then there must have been hundreds of thousands of these made, because normally into conventions they sell out really fast. Are you one of those people that think everybody should be able to have the pop? Or are you one of those
No,
people that think that when it's sold out, it's sold out?
I'd say when it's sold out, sold out. You had your chance, and if you really, really want it, you go ahead and work for it on the aftermarket. But I don't believe that everybody should have one. I think everybody, for the most part, we didn't have where you had to get picked for a lot or anything. It was if you wanted to get on there, buy it, get ready for it. If you didn't, then guess what? You didn't get it. This is like the nugget popcorn, the nugget bucket for me. I would have really liked it. Did I get it? No. If they don't restock, not worried about it.
Right. I mean, you missed it, right? You wait until the next one. So I'm one of those people that don't think that everybody should be able to have it. If if that was the case, then they'll never go up in value.
Hmm.
So a lot of these pops right here are not going to go up in value on the secondary market. They're only going to go down now. And the only ones that are going to go up are the ones that have the convention sticker. We all know the convention sticker doesn't mean anything. I can go to Etsy and buy convention
Yeah.
stickers all day, every day. So we all know now that the convention stickers don't really mean anything. They're the people who made the ones for Funko made hundreds of thousands of more to sell on Etsy. So it doesn't really matter, like if you have the convention sticker or the shared label. It
Now,
was a
Kobo, you are right. The Toxic Avenger did sell out, but it was a later sellout because if they were putting the comment of low stock, that just tells me that they, it was in the later end of that. But
which
yeah,
one was that?
the Toxic Avenger, that one right there,
What am I missing?
all the way over, all the way over.
Oh yeah. This guy sold out. I can't believe it sold out. It's this. I think that they produced very low volume of these because they didn't actually think it was going to sell.
Well,
That's kind of where I
there
felt.
is a Toxic Avenger movie coming out this year.
Really? So you think this one might have had that much hype?
Yeah, I think there is a strange cult following for Toxic Avenger.
Really?
Oh yeah. In the comic book world, for sure.
Are you just pulling my leg?
I'm dead serious.
That's one ugly thing.
It is, but it's kind of it's on that weird like horror comic type thing, to where it's still somewhat of a superhero,
What?
but it's right up there with like Man Thing and Toxic Avenger, stuff like that. There is a very big cult following for that style of comic books.
That thing's
I
ugly.
know a bunch of guys that read that stuff all the time.
Well, that thing's god awful ugly. So there was a lot of things that happened all at once. This was the first time that I felt like Funko had their hands like really deep in the cookie jar, and it did make a lot of sense to me. So this year we had Funko who come out with the convention, right? They always come out with their convention stuff, and then they came out with some Hot Topic. I don't have you seen the Hot Topic? So Hot Topic did this thing where they called it the here, let me pull it up so that I can tell you
Yeah,
exactly
they
what
had
they
that
called this.
special event or something.
Was that yeah? So Hot Topic had a hot event like the same day of the convention pops were released. So they had the convention pops and they had these pops there at the same time. And I brought this up because I wanted you to see something as well. They have the where's this
That
video?
Vecna is pretty cool though.
They have him back up on their site for sale. This guy did sell out for a minute, but then they like threw him back on there. He is currently in stock at $15.90. I think that's expensive. I think that Hot
Yeah,
Topic
but
keeps
that's typical GameStop.
Hot Topic.
Or I mean,
Yes,
Hot
typical
Topic
Hot Stop.
prices.
So I wanted to show that one first because if you're wanting this one, you can like slide over there and like order it online. I don't know if you have it like in your stores, but they have what they call the Scare Fair, right?
Yeah.
So Hot Topic had the scare fair the same day that they picked up the fall conventions, which was really strange to me that they did a scare fair the same day of the release of the New York con stuff. Look, I'm not a genius, but I think that that's a marketing mess up. So you had Chucky's Bride, you had one of these clowns, we had the Homer Simpson standing behind the bush, the Exorcist, which I think is just foul.
It's Michael Myers.
What's that?
It's Michael Myers.
I know it's Michael Myers, but it's not Michael Myers. This is not Michael Myers. I don't. This is a bad costume version of Michael Myers. So here's my thing.
Yeah.
So hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is the same bush that they put Homer Simpson like coming through, right? I mean, we all know
Oh, yeah.
that the images are exactly the same. Kudos to them for finding a way to remake them old. But if you don't own this Michael Myers, listen to me, you're making a mistake. If you are a Michael Myers fan and this one's not in your collection, I'm going to tell you right now why you're making a mistake and why you're going to want to go buy this or order this offline, because the next hunt video I do, I will probably go pick this up at Hot Topic. It doesn't have a whole mask. Michael Myers wears a whole face mask. It goes around his entire face. It covers his ears. It covers his back of his head. It covers his entire face.
You do see an ear here.
Well, I've seen the images. It's only a front-facing mask. It's
And
only a
that's
front-facing
not
mask.
correct.
That is not Michael Myers. There's so many horror people that have already like torn this apart as not being the real Michael Myers, because it's not. Michael Myers has a full face mask on, right? Goes all the way around his head.
Because the original Michael Myers mask was actually a Captain Kirk William Shatner mask turned inside out.
Right.
A full on, put over your head mask.
Right. This is not a full-on pull over your head mask. This is just like a Halloween style. I put the plastic piece over the front of my face, and that's what you do. This is not Michael. This is not Michael Myers. So if you want a pop in your collection that missed the par, that was a mistake, because this was a mistake. This is the one to get your hands on. If you wanted a Michael Myers in your collection and you were like, oh, I want one that's a mistake, because 5 years from now, people will want this and they will call it the error pop. They would be like, oh, it's the error Michael Myers, Homer Simpson, Michael Myers. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell
To me,
you.
some of that too is kind of shows a little bit of how little Funko cares too much. Because they got to know, just like the superhero community, the Marvel community, the horror community is just as dead on, and you got to get the details right. And to me, not having a full face mask is, that's just an epic.
Makes you think they fired the wrong artist, doesn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
So DC Pops, you actually pointed this out to me. I didn't realize that they threw it on Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
that was pretty clever of them. Pretty clever of them to do that on Friday the 13th. And maybe that's why it fell during the New York con. Maybe that was with the common denominator that I missed in that equation. But nonetheless, it's still super strange to me that they dropped on the same day. There's a lot of other stuff though, so you can get this guy. I think this is actually really cool. If I pick up any of them, it will be Michael Myers and the alien.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
I think the alien's really cool. I'd really like to see this guy in person. It's a pretty cool pop. I don't think any of them are selling out though. I think that they were all way overstocked, just like everything Funko seems to be doing at this moment. But I want you to hear me on this one. This is one of the Nightmare Before Christmas pops, right?
No, this is Trick or Treat. This is
Trick or Treat.
A horror movie, Trick or Treat.
Look at the price of this thing.
Technically 10 cents less than Funko.
$17.90. $17.90? Is that how much sodas are selling for now?
Well, look at what they're selling for on Funko. They're selling for $18 a piece.
What?
Yeah, they raise up the price for Funkos more than a regular pop.
Why does that even make what? Wow, it just seems really expensive. Really, really expensive is what that seems like.
Technically, they're 10 cents less than Funko.
Well, they're 10 cents less than Funko right now. Give them long, and they'll catch back up. You can still go on their site and pick up these convention pops, even though they must have called this one something bigger, because it's on their site at $29.90. So this one must be like a deluxe pop or something. Yeah, they must have called this one a deluxe. That was a cheat though, all the same. So this one's a $30 like deluxe pop. They still have all of their, well, maybe not. That's the only, is that the only one they got? Might have been the only one they
As
got.
far as I know.
Yeah, that might have been the only one that Hot Topic got. But anyways, I wanted to get over there and show you that just in case maybe you were thinking about like going in there.
I would
And
consider that Michael Myers until you said it wasn't a full mask. No, that's just jacked up.
that actually makes me want it. So that did the exact opposite for me. That made me actually want it. I looked at it and was like, I'm going to have to go get my hands on this one now because it is a mistake pop. It will eventually. I look, I believe that eventually Halloween will be like, what is this? Why is this on my shelves? And if they do that, it will blow up. The price of it will instantly hit
Yeah, I mean,
hundreds
you
and
are absolutely right.
hundreds of dollars if they come in and say you have to pull that off the shelf. It will instantly go through the roof. It is an Era Pop. I do see it going way up in price at some point. But I'm going to pull something up that I know that you're a huge fan of. It's going to be the NFT pops that dropped today. So the Back to the Future pops dropped
I
today.
like the Back to the Future. I just don't. Can't
Right. So here's what we normally do, right? We normally get on here and we dog them out and we talk about how you wouldn't get them and all of that stuff. So what I did is they're done selling. That doesn't mean they sold out. They only sell them for so long and then they just pull them off the site. It's to make you think that it sold out to try and build that false sense of hype.
Mm-hmm.
So you can currently go on this drop right now and go to their secondary market. You can pick up the standard packs for $14.78, or you can pick up the premium packs for $39. They've been on there quite a while. I don't think they're selling, but you could come on here and simply grab the NFTs for 5 cents. So that one's 5 cents. Probably most of your comments are just going to be 5 cents. If there's any of them that you want in particular, you're like, oh, I would just kind of like to have that one for whatever reason. This is the way that I would do it. Not gonna lie. This would be the way that I would grab the ones that I wanted without
like
having
20 cards for 20 cards for $1. Whereas
Yeah.
how much they were they paying for the pack?
10.
$10 for how many cards?
I think that it's 5.
Yeah.
Seems like quite like the difference, right?
Yeah, there's quite a difference there.
So what I would do if it was me and I had to have like some of the Back to the Future stuff, I would go on to the DP and I would just grab the ones that I wanted at a severely discounted price.
Yeah.
Because what happens is these people get these packs, right? And they're only searching for the grails, right? That's all they're searching for. And if they don't get it, then they drop them on here for sale. So a lot of these people are just playing the game, right? They're just playing the system. They buy these pops and see how many of the limited editions the grails they can get, and the rest of them they just throw up for sale. You can actually get one of every card, and then you could get the Freddy as whatever the Freddy is supposed to be. I think this one is the Freddy as Doc, right?
Rare, 14 cents.
14 cents for the Doc in the 2015. 2015. You see what they thought 2015 was going to look like?
Well, I remember when the actual day that it came back, I remember it was a big deal because we're like, yeah, it didn't quite, I mean, give it back in the 80s when you look back at 2015, you think, oh man, the sky is the limit. This could very possibly be real. And it turns out we don't have flying cars, and we don't.
You mean we didn't get the flying cars?
We didn't get the flying cars. We did get the auto laces. We didn't get the self-drying jackets.
We don't have the hoverboard.
We don't have a hover. Well, okay, yes, we don't have a production hoverboard.
Right.
It's not fashionable to have your pockets inside out. So many things in that we don't have. There's a lot of things that we do have. I mean, and if you think about it, when they went back to Hillsdale, that we do have fingerprint, locks to open up our doors. We do have, things like FaceTime on our TVs. Stuff like that. Nobody really used faxes. We don't have dehydrated pizza, like they had in there. There's some things that kind of came true, and some things that Definitely big.
Maybe we should though.
Dehydrated pizza could be cool.
Dehydrated pizza probably wouldn't be bad. You just
Rehydrate it.
rehydrate it and
It could definitely be an interesting concept.
so Sam says this is the same thing. Simon says this is the same thing with the Pokemon cards. If you just buy them in singles, you end up better. That's kind of crazy. I just look. I guess when I think about these things, I don't really realize that if you come on here and you just wait till everybody buys them and everybody like plows through the stuff that they want, that you can pick up the other stuff fairly inexpensive if that's what you wanted, right? If you're truly an NFT collector, as some people say they are.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could go on there and you could collect these NFTs really inexpensive.
And
Really
I did say DC Pops that yes, we did get self tying laces, but we did not get self drying jackets.
we need self-drying jackets and rehydratable pizza is what we need. That's what I hear we need in this equation. I love the fact that he has his pit vipers on. That's what that looks like to me. I don't know if that's what it looks like to you, but it looks like to me he has pit vipers on.
It looks like something that they thought after like Dale Earnhardt, because he used to wear glasses similar to that.
It looks like pit vipers to me. It's
Yeah.
like they knew pit vipers were going to be a thing somehow. They were like, watch this. Let's put him in some pit vipers. So, anyways, if you just kind of want to go on there, you can go to drop and then you could just go to the secondary market. It's really cool that you can just kind of scroll through there. I don't think they let you use your like money though. They make you buy some kind of like drip currency
Yeah,
or something.
like Bitcoin and
Something
stuff like that.
stupid. They make you buy like their currency and then you can like trade that currency for these things. Super stupid the way that they do it, but it's on there nonetheless. If it's something that you get into, go check it out. You can actually like go through here and click on this comment, or we could just look at rares. So let's just look at rares. The rares at 16 cent is the biggest ones that I see. You might see some of them at 13 cent. Then let's just try it. Let's see legendary. Right, so let's see what a grail is selling for right. Let's see if we had a grail. So you can get the grail for $250. Seems kind of expensive to me, to be completely honest, though. Doesn't look like there's any redeemables or none of those.
I also don't think that they hold up their value for very long. You could probably wait it out and eventually just get that thing for dirt cheap.
Well, that's the other thing is that they don't stay there very long. So it's kind of this like crazy game that you're playing. I know that you don't get into sneakers, but I got to talk about some sneakers. What about the Simpsons? You get into the Simpsons at all?
More back in the day than I do now, but please tell me you have some self-lacing sneakers.
I don't have any self-lacing sneakers on here. I do, however, have some of the Treehouse of Horror Adidas. These things are the 86 Lows Treehouse of Horror. These things are really awesome. So I don't typically have Adidas that aren't shell toes. All of my Adidas are shell toes. This is like the first set that I'm like, okay, I might get a pair of Adidas that aren't shell toes. What do you think?
That's kind of cool. I think they're cool.
Chat, what do you think? Do you get into say what?
I like the colors on them.
Self-tying. So DC Pop says we have self-tying shoes. We don't have self-tying shoes, do we? No,
in fact,
we don't.
they've actually Nike has released a couple times the actual Back to the Future shoes with self-tying laces. Like I actually just looked back at they released it in 2011. They released 1,500 pairs. They were all auctioned off for charity, and the resale it typically ranged from $7,500 to $10,000.
Self-tying though.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not. So how do you have self-tying shoes?
Press a button and they just tighten up.
How do they do that?
It's magic.
Magic isn't going to work it. How do you have shoes that tighten themselves up? And what happens if it broke? So let's just say that that's on your feet, right? So you have the self-tying shoe on your foot and it starts just tightening up. Then what? What if
it just tightens up, I think, the one way. I mean, I don't know. I've never had a pair because right now, like I said, the last ones that came out, was in 2000 between 2016 to 2019. The Nike Hyper App 1.0 didn't have a specific amount that it released, but it said it was limited edition, and it says that they had ranged from $300 to $795.
What if it didn't quit tightening though?
I would assume it would.
But what if it didn't?
Maybe you got to cut them off then.
You had to cut them off. I mean, what if it just started tightening down and wouldn't stop? Do you trust shoes that much? I mean, we're talking about things that are made in sweatshops.
Now, if I still had an opportunity to buy a pair of Back to the Future shoes, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Star Wars drop. I'm gonna have to go check that out, Koba. So I've kind of been getting a lot into the dunks here lately, but I had to bring these on here just because it's the New York Con. You always have something Simpsons in the New York Con, so I had to bring that up there and talk about that one for a minute. You can currently grab. Check this out. You're gonna like this. You can currently go to Hot Topic at this moment, and you can pick up the Funko cards. I don't know if this is something that you're getting into. This is a lot like the NFTs to me, though.
I'd rather find some Lorcana, but I don't think we're going to find any until Series 2 comes out next month.
Say what?
So I would rather go and look for Lorcana cards, but I don't think we're going to find any until Series 2 comes out next month.
So I actually heard something about that. So check this out. So Disney, when they made Lorcana, right? So they decided that they were going to come out with Lorcana, and I got this from a source that I trust. They didn't expect that game to do that well.
No, they did not.
So they underproduced the cards that are made right now because they didn't think that they were going to sell out. They didn't think that it was going to be a huge thing. They didn't
produce it. They didn't originally anticipate on even selling them out here in Disney World. That was the ones that they did sell was it not only sold fast and it had a ginormous line for it, but that was a last minute change to move product over that direction to do that. And from what I understand, pretty much all of the stock just sold out so incredibly fast. Card shops have been trying to get them back in, but all of Series 1 is pretty much gone.
That's facts. I heard all of the same things is that they never expected it to do that well. So they only have it in select stores. It's only in select GameStops. It's only in select Walmarts. It's only in select Best Buys, even though they didn't say that. They just umbrellaed that these are the places that it will be released.
And even at that, there's everybody that I've been talking to said they only got their first run of cards and they can't get any more. Which is absolutely crazy because I think Pokemon back in the day, you could still get they would usually do a couple of shipments of each one.
So I don't know about the very first run. I think we all knew that this first run was gonna be exciting, right? I don't think we anticipated it to be this exciting. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the second run, but I have heard that there's gonna be another run of the first run. So if you missed it, just kind of keep watching the places we're getting them, because I was told that there will be another run of them at some point.
I do know someone like JKL just happened to randomly go into a store and he got all 3 booster packs. Not booster packs, but starter packs. The starter decks, he did get all 3 of them, and he just said he randomly found them.
Right. So I think that there's some more of that still out there that will happen. If you haven't got them, just keep looking, because I was told that there will be another wave of them, but they think that after this next wave that will be it. That's all of them you'll see, and that they've already had plans to start moving into Series 2. And I was kind of told that Disney doesn't play when it comes to their dates. So if they say that Series 2 is going to be released at January 1st, regardless as to where they're at with Season 1, Series 2 will drop.
They're already advertising Series 2 on their website right now for Lorcana. It's called The Rise of the Floodborn. They've already got everything listed up here. There's going to be 2 starter decks, not 3. Of course, they're going to have the booster packs, which is going to be common. They've got the Magical Legacy Disney 100 Collector's Edition, which is kind of cool. They've also got the Ultimate Choice Lumineers Trove. So same things. I wasn't going to get some of these packs, but man, that Disney, me and that Disney 100, I might have to get on board with some of that.
I'm gonna have to try and get a pack at some point. I just haven't found them. I mean, I just simply have not been able to find them. It's just been insanity.
It's not from a lack of trying.
Insanity. Guys, if you got any questions for us, just throw a question over there real quick. I see that Amazon, we're going to talk about Amazon real quick though. So I see that I haven't been on there to see if they see what they have as far as like that goes, but I do know, and check this out. Let me find it here real quick. I just got to find my like page real quick. Where are we at? Here we are. Gotcha. All right.
Oh yeah, I know which one he's talking about.
So if you are a Prime member on Amazon right now, they have a lot of the pops at 62% off. I can't order anything from Amazon because when I order things from Amazon, they look like they were played rugby with before they make it to my house. So it tends to like stop me from ordering things from Amazon. But the Funko Pop, like Guardians of the Galaxy, the 5-pack is currently $24. You are saving $36 on that guy.
I check Amazon all the time because they have a lot of like good special deals on Amazon quite often. Like you can even for a limited time deal right now, you can get, if you missed out, I do have one, so I don't need it, but you can get the Zombie Captain America for $5.
Yeah, so that looks like a lot of them right now. The Hogan and Mr. T 2-pack is $10. You can get Wally for $6, Grogu for $5, Bob's Burger was $12 at not so much of a discount. Star Wars, $5, Deadpool, Rainbow Pride Pop, really awesome pop, by the way, $5. So they got some cool stuff on there if you want to head over there. Dr. Seuss, Chippendales, Christmas, $4. I mean, so there's some pretty like fire like sales over there right now. If you're a Prime member, I'm however not a Prime member, and it's never been something that I've really gotten into. But if you are a Prime member, they got that going on right now. So head over there, get that taken care of.
Now the one that's
pull that up real quick.
Koba is talking about is the Captain America. I'm bringing it up right now.
Yeah,
Captain
pull that up.
America 60th anniversary. It is on sale and it's an Amazon exclusive. I brought it up.
You brought it up. It's sitting there.
It is an Amazon exclusive. Comes with a pin for $14.99. You can get it. It releases on November 6th, so you can pre-order it right now. Now, the one thing I do like about this Captain America is the box. The box has got film strip all around it, which is really kind of cool, I think. But
will it let you turn the box?
Let's see. No, but you can see the back here.
I don't know. I like this Captain. I can't believe that it's as cheap as it is, though, especially being an exclusive. I mean, at 14, that just feels like a cheaper exclusive. Is it $14.99? Maybe that's where they tricked you at. Did they run it at $14.98?
Yeah, it's $14.99.
Yeah, I mean, so it's really still $15. So they just kind of like tricked you with that 1 cent to make you think that it was 14 versus 15. I kind of hate it when
you're
people
saying
do
the
that.
Civil War one.
Say what?
He said, no, there's a Civil War one. I'd have to.
Oh, there's a different one on there. Yeah, you have to find that one real quick. See if you can find that one real quick, and I'll get this pulled up while you're doing that. So Lego is getting more and more creative, and I think we know that, right? I mean, every time we see Legos, we're like, man, these guys got a little bit more creative than they did before. Scrolling the pop culture as I oh so often do. Check this out. That is a Lego mouse that you can build and can hook to your computer.
It took me a second to figure that one out.
So it took me a second to figure it out too. I looked at it and it said Lego mouse, and I thought, well, that's not a mouse. What is this nonsense that I'm looking at? No, that is a Lego mouse that you can buy in a kit and can put it together. Super crazy to me that Lego has come out with something like that. But there's a lot of people that are coming out with this like integrated like toys, I guess is the way to say it, to where you can like it's a toy, but it's not a toy. You're actually learning from it.
Yeah, why not?
I've always needed a Lego mouse in my life. I will probably get a Lego mouse in my life now. You still haven't found that Captain, huh?
I don't see anything on here.
Koba has messed It's not on there, Koba.
The
There's
only
none.
newest one I see on here is
Fake news is what we're
that
calling
one.
it.
Somebody's even selling. Mind you, some of these are actually not from Amazon or from other people selling stuff, things like that. I mean, they have the Captain America running through the water with Mjolnir, and it's metallic for $20. $20. That's pretty good.
What is on there?
It's the I don't know what it is.
I hope so, Quick Draw.
It is a special edition Funko glow in the dark. I should bring this up. This one's
Yeah, bring it up real quick.
kind of cool. $20 right now.
Have we seen that one before?
I don't know if I've seen the metallic.
I think I've seen that already.
I've seen they've had the normal one out for a while. I haven't seen this glow in the dark and metallic one version of this before, which is to me is kind of cool.
I'm 100% convinced we've seen this.
What's
before.
actually glowing? Okay, so the shield glows and the lightning bolts glow. That's kind of cool. Oh, $20. I might throw it out for $20.
Yeah, $20. I don't know. $20 is a little steep for me. I'm not going to grab it for $20. Looks like Thor. Maybe that's where I'm getting messed up, Simon, because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, man, I have seen that. I know that I've
Funko
seen that.
News.
Say what?
It says it's on the Funko News on Twitter or Instagram or what is that?
What do you mean?
He's saying the one where he's trying to, on IG. Okay, Funko News Instagram saying it's on Funko News. Now he's Captain America. He's got me curious.
So you know what's dropping tomorrow? Just in case you don't know, it's going to be the Iron Man box, right? So this
Oh
box
yeah,
this is the one where they teamed up with VV. This is what I mean by they have too much going on at one time. They went all in on like the feast or famine instead of spreading this out and kind of keeping the hype going for a while and kind of like milking every dollar from the collectors that you possibly can. They just decided to try and get them all at once, which is just insanity for me. So this is going to be their team up with VV, where you can get all of these different kind of Iron Man suits, and depending on which one you get, it's going to be depend on how rare it is. This one's a 1,500 piece. I guess they're just going to kind of roll you through what the piece count is. This one's going to be a 6,600 piece. This one's going to be a 450 piece. You see like how this is going, right? The lower the number gets, the more it's going to be wanted. Like that one's only a 50 piece count, and then you're going to get this NFT with it. Now, my problem with what they've been saying about the NFTs is they don't tell you like what it's an NFT of. They're not like, oh, it's an Iron Man NFT. They just say that they collabed with Marvel and VV to bring you the gold figure digital collectible combo. They don't give you like what is the NFT. And to me that's kind of a problem when you're like, oh, it's just going to be an NFT. But what NFT? Is it an NFT in Iron Man? Is it an NFT of Hulk? Let's be honest, the Marvel universe is very big.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so what is it an NFT of, right? It is which one is it going to be an NFT of? And I guess I'm kind of like missing that idea that they're not just kind of telling me what it's an NFT of. They're just kind of leaving it out there, hoping that you can guess. I guess they're hoping that you just make up on your own, like what the NFT is going to be. I don't know.
I mean, I'll give it. They're going to do something like this. I mean, Iron Man is definitely the better one to do it with because of how many different types of actual armor he's actually had throughout the years. Unfortunately, some of those he's never actually had. To me, I think it's kind of fully made up. But yeah, that's kind of Funko, weird with it. But I give respect for the creativity of it, and definitely Iron Man is the one to do it with because he's had so many suit changes.
Do you think that's why they picked Iron Man, just because he's had so many outfit changes
I think so.
That they thought that this was going to be the best one to do this with? We'll just push him out there. We'll see what happens when we push him out there. That must have been what happened, because I'm just
I
really
definitely
confused.
Because if you look at a lot of superheroes, you look at Captain America, pretty much always had the same similar type of suit, depending on if it was comic book or MCU. So it's been a bunch of different things like that. So
I guess they brought this guy back out at the New York Con. That makes no sense to me whatsoever because that was like 2 years ago, like mascot for one of the boxes.
they have this in the storage room at the office.
Well, that's the only thing that makes sense to me is they were like, "Hey, this outfit's just kind of sitting here. Throw this
Kind of
on."
fits the theme, so we'll just throw that out.
Yeah, it kind of fits the theme. We'll throw a guitar in your hand. It'll be all good. To me, it just kind of looks misplaced and not thought out very well. It's just
Funko.
look, just my opinion. I think I'm going to start saying that a lot. Just my opinion, so that people don't think I believe everything I say is factual. That I know the difference between like my opinion and facts, which just seems funny that I even have to say that out
They
loud.
just released these Stranger Things Funko.
Did they just?
They're for sale on the website right now.
So they're on Entertainment Earth right now. There's a link right down in the description below. Please use that link. I am affiliated with them. They pay me in pennies on the dollar every year. pennies. I
And
probably
I
shouldn't.
believe Eddie already sold out.
I probably shouldn't even promote them, but I do anyways. The look, there's some of these that are really cool. I can't lie to you. That Hot Topic exclusive is pretty cool.
Pretty awesome.
I mean, out of all of them, I'm like, all right, that's the one that I would kind of want. The Black Lights line to me, I didn't think that I would ever say this or you'd ever hear this coming out of my mouth. It's played out. I mean, let's be honest. The black light line's played out. Everything's a black light pop now. The 11, I feel like we've seen that 11 before. It just kills me when I look at this 11 because I'm like, we've seen
the version of it. It's not been the same outfit, but
11.
She's also had that same stance in every single season
with the same nosebleed, the
Mhm.
same like bleeds on her face. I know that we've seen the same 11. So they did an outfit swap on her and then like resold her again. Seems absolutely insane to me that like Funko regurgitates things like that, but they did, I guess. Here's some more of these like pop yourself moments where you can get the pets.
Kobe, I did find it. I'll pop it up in a second.
Did you pop yourself? Have you ever popped
No.
yourself? So check this one out. So
That
look
one
at
looks
this.
like it's fully around.
Right. So you see this one's going all the way around, right? Mask goes all the way around Michael Myers. The ears are totally like encapsulated. You can't like see anything around him.
Yeah.
That's the way that it was supposed to be. Now let me go grab the other one. Now that you have something to compare it to, you're gonna be like, oh, what? So they did that one, and that's why I say that this one's gonna be like this one's going to be hot one day.
Yeah, you can definitely see the ear.
You can see the ear on it, and they didn't go. Look, I've seen pictures of it already. To where, and let me see if Diss Tracker has it because I think Diss Tracker might actually like have it on his page or Johnny Funko, whatever it is that we want to call him today. I think that he has this one on his page, kind of showing you that they messed up like really bad when it come to this one.
Yeah, that's
a
bad screw up.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough screw up. I mean, it's honestly one of them that I think it possibly could get recalled. I mean,
Michael Myers, as iconic as he is, that's a bad screw up.
it's possible that this one gets pulled off the shelves, and I've quietly kind of kept that to myself. But Funko does mistakes like this every once in a while, and when they make these mistakes, they sometimes like. Do you remember the Star Wars pop, the Cara Dune that got pulled off the shelves?
Yeah.
Cara Dune got put off the shelves, and now her that pop it was a common pop. I think I have one, and it's currently selling at like $200 because it got ripped off of the shelves so quickly.
Yeah.
I can't seem to find it on here, but I know that I seen it posted where somebody was showing all of the angles of it and how it is not Michael Myers. I mean, it's simply not. They did not follow the protocol for it to be Michael Myers.
And it's not that hard to do either. He just wears a white mask. I mean, come on, you have one job. One
job. Just put the mask around his face. One singular job. Throw him up. Throw Captain up there real quick.
So this is one. I don't know if I'm more interested in that metallic one, to be honest with you. But this is the Civil War Captain America. This is the final piece if you were doing the build-a-scene for the Civil War. So they re-released another, of course, Marvel build-a-scene type situation. And this is, where Civil War, basically, Iron Man's team versus Captain America's team. And, of course, Cap was the final piece. So all the pieces are supposed to, intertwine together. But Yeah, I didn't get any. I didn't go for any scenes. Now, what I do like it, if that's true, is that whole back piece behind Captain America. They put the shield, which that back card with that I think is kind of a cool touch. But yeah, so I do see it now. It's probably not what I'm going for, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that seems like a pretty weak captain to me. I mean, it's just captain in my eyes is what that is. So check this out. They have the Eddie,
I want the Eddie.
this is the ornaments though. So you know
Oh,
the
that's
Funko.
Solomon?
Yeah, so this is an ornament. They kind of got us with this one because I would love to have the Eddie ride in the camper. I'd love to have the Eddie ride in the camper. This one kind of goes like the same with Breaking Bad. I've
Yeah.
never watched Breaking Bad, but I would like to have him in the gas mask, and I would like to have the camper of Breaking Bad. One of these days, I'm going to grab the gas mask version of Breaking Bad out of the box. I found him out of the box a few different times for like $30. I felt like $30 was too expensive though, because I could buy a knockoff for 10. So it felt like it was too much for me to get the out of the box version for $30. But if I ever do find the Breaking Bad figure for under 30, I will grab him out of the box and just
But
kind of collect him.
that would have been if they would have made a regular one of that. I think that that would be perfect for even my. I've got so much nightmare or sorry, not nightmare. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I've got the car with the tree on it. Of course, I got the larger, I guess, VHS poster that they did, and I've of course got the big movie set like you have.
Our boy Quick Draw says he didn't know that they put a sunroof in the he said when they put a
Hey,
sunroof on
it is Eddie. Anything is possible.
it. Eddie put him a son of the shitters full. Oh, that was a
They'd
great.
invent that thing out somehow.
That was a very iconic movie, and I have quite a bit too. So I have the pop versions of National Lampoons. I'm trying to look. There was something else on here that I wanted to talk about that I just kind of like scrolled into, and I wanted to like talk about it for a second. There was some pretty cool Freddies that came out of those boxes. None of them to me just seem like you have to have them though. They're all kind of like eh. It's like that one's okay. It's like it's okay. You're gonna get one Freddy, two Freddies, a mascot, and then three sodas that are two Freddies and then another mascot. It just seemed very, very weak to me. Very, very, very weak is what I feel like we got out of this convention. The handmade by robots actually sold out. So those brown ones that you see there are some of them that I wanted. They actually sold out really fast. You can still get the Abominable Snowman off of their site. He did not sell out for like $20. You found the ornaments at Walmart. Yeah, they don't stay on trees. They're way too heavy to sit on the tree. Every one of them that I bought are still in the box. They know that they're too heavy to go on a tree. You're better off buying the
I didn't even
keychains.
attempt to buy them, man.
You're better off buying the keychains and then putting the keychains like on the tree is what my wife did. She bought a bunch of the keychain pops and then just put the keychain pops on there because those things are not ever going to stay on there. Check this out. They are going to be coming out with a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer vaulted pop. I didn't even know this was a thing. Was this a thing?
I know they've done all the different characters from the Rudolph claymation.
Did you know they did one year one?
That I don't know. I know.
So this would have
I
had
don't
to have
know.
been.
I know they've done them plenty in the past. They've done damn near every character.
They
But I
would have
didn't
had to
know
have done
that
1 year one.
Rudolph was a year one.
They would have had to have done 1 year one because that's what Out of the Vault's all about. They're all about having the year one pops come back to the market, which also reaffirms to me that Funko still makes their old pops, probably even sells them out of their back door. If we're being honest, they're probably even selling them out of their back door.
Oh, the heat activated mug.
Yeah, so I guess that's about it, and that's all I'm gonna see on here. Did you know that Toys R Us is coming back to the United States?
I've heard things about them. Yeah.
So Toys R Us is going to be coming back to the United States. They're going to be starting off their run with just a 10. Let me get this pulled up real quick. They're just going to be coming back with 10 of them all together. But after all of the time, Toys R Us went bankruptcy. They filed bankruptcy. They only kept the stores open
In
in
Canada.
Canada. So if you're like Simon's been picking up the really cool like Jeffries for me. I look, I truly appreciate Simon for picking up all the Jeffries that he has for me. I have 4 of them, I believe, maybe even a few more, but I know that I have 4 that I'm looking at right now because they kind of like sit there looking at me all the time. They have a really cool icon that you just can't get here in the United States unless you know somebody that lives in Canada. So it looks like maybe going forward, we're going to be able to go get some of the Toys R Us like mascot exclusives, which to me is really cool, really cool. So
I
it
My only thing with Toys R Us is I think things like, of course, Amazon and stuff like that just kind of pushed it out the door because they never really just adopted the pricing. I don't know if it changed any when it went to Canada and just stayed there, but I don't know. I don't see this being a long-term thing, to be honest with you.
so Toys R Us messed up. Toys R Us didn't get messed up because of Amazon. They didn't get messed up because of Walmart. Toys R Us got messed up because of Toys R Us. So
Hmm.
Toys R Us had very, very bad management. It became very clear at some point that they had bad management. Toys R Us was not in the business of buying cheap toys. If you went to Toys R Us, you were going to spend some money on some high quality stuff, and that's where they were living.
Yeah,
But they messed up, and their stores started getting less and less traffic because the employees were less and less happy. So the cleaning wasn't happening up. They weren't reinventing themselves. They weren't bringing in big open floors with toys you can play with. Toys R Us did a lot of things that was the detriment to Toys R Us that no one else caused but Toys R Us. Now, the other companies might have had a little small piece to do, like Amazon might have taken a little chunk, Walmart might have taken a little chunk, but they still could have saved it
yeah,
by opening up. I don't know if you remember this, but I used to love to go to Toys R Us with my youngest daughter. We would go in there. They had this big open floor in the center of their store, and you could go sit there and play with the toys that they had out of the box. So they would have stuff in this open floor that you could just go in there and play with, whether it was building blocks or some kind of racetrack or some kind of something, right? And it
yeah.
made it cool. It made it interesting. It made it something that you wanted to do. But then Toys R Us quit paying their employees right. They quit having good management. They started hiring people based upon who they are and not what they can do. Toys R Us is one of the first companies that were their own detriment to
Mm.
themselves. I
Yeah,
believe coming back forward, we're going to see a different Toys R Us. I am excited to see what Toys R Us has because I want my kids to, at least my grandbaby, to be able to go to a cool toy store that's not about like everything's in the boxes and it's super stuffy and you just kind of go in and look. I want to take my kid to a, how do you say it? Any not an event, but an experience.
yeah.
Right. I want to be able to take my kid to an experience where if I paid $10 more for that toy than I would have paid on Amazon, it's worth it to me for the time I spent with my kid while I was there having fun, right? While I was reliving it's like Disney, right? I could get on a roller coaster at Cedar Point. I do it all year long, have season passes. My season passes are $200. How much are Disney tickets?
Mhm.
You see what
About
I'm
two
saying?
hundred dollars. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I could go to Cedar Point to get on a roller coaster, but if I want to go for the experience, I have to go to Disney. And so that is what Toys R Us had, and Toys R Us needs to get back. And I truly believe that Toys R Us will get it back. And I'm excited to see. And you will know this far before me because you live in a much bigger area than I do. So you will see Toys R Us way before I will. So
Um.
I
Yes and no, though. I mean, the only one we used to have was way out at Florida Mall, and I don't know.
oh
Unless they pick a
wait.
whole different, better location, I don't see it changing out here.
Yeah, no. You think it'll be the same?
Yeah.
What if they did a whole experience again? What if they went back to the whole like you come in here, you play with the toys, everything's making sounds and sirens and cars and you just kind of got to chill.
I mean, if they did that and put it in the right place, I think it could be successful. But out here, it's going to be. I mean, it's probably the same thing everywhere else. You gotta do your research and put it in the right place in order to make that happen. But yeah, I mean, I agree that being able to go and interact and touch. I mean, sometimes, especially out here, a lot of things are expensive, like Disney to go to if you don't have passes. Even passes are expensive, but it can give you something else to kind of do that isn't maybe as expensive or something of that nature. But I don't know. I don't know if Toys R Us can kind of get rid of that image. I mean, it's kind of the same image Best Buy is going through right now. We can get everything at Best Buy on Amazon cheaper, and they kind of, they're slowly sputtering out.
I think Amazon messed up though a lot like not Best Buy messed up a lot like Toys R Us though.
Yeah.
They did away with having the video games that you could come in and play. Do you remember when you could go in Best Buy, grab the remote controls,
Oh
play
yeah.
a video game on the big
They
TV?
used to have couches. in
They
front of a
used
lot
to
of
have
those TVs.
couches. They used to have these sound system like
Yeah.
rooms where you could go in there and play the different speakers. They used to be a really interactive store that you didn't necessarily go to for the best price, but you went there because I could put my hands physically on it. I could hit play, I could listen to it, I could grab the remote, I could play it. It was a totally different experience than what you have now.
Well, to me too, I think one of the biggest things that killed Best Buy, probably back in the day, the only reason I would go there, and a lot of people would go there originally, was to get your latest CD or to get your latest the most recent DVD that came out. Now, once streaming music came out, where people really weren't buying CDs anymore. Why? Because they could have them right on Apple Music or Pandora or whatever it is right away. It's instant gratification. We don't need to go to buy DVDs anymore because we can just stream that stuff online. We can buy the file directly from Apple and go that direction. So I think once the industry kind of went that way and they lost that DVD and CD market, I mean, that was back in the day. I'm sure you remember going. It's Tuesday, so you got to go get the newest DVD, CD that came out that you wanted. I think movies were the same way. So it was Tuesdays every week, or maybe those are
All right, but hear me out.
Same thing.
Hear me
They're
out.
going to be like Circuit City.
Hear me out. I'm going to tell you where Best Buy messed up on that too. So if I would have seen a digital coming in, right? There's digital coming in. People aren't buying CDs anymore. Why wouldn't I then go to the artist and the record label and say, "Hey, how about you make me a Best Buy exclusive?"
Yeah, I would
And
agree.
this Best Buy exclusive only gets sold when you hook to my machine in my store and you buy it and I transfer it to you. That's the only way you get it, is if
Yeah.
you come to my store and get it. And then we transfer it via that way. Same thing with movies. All
Yeah.
they'd have had to say was, "Hey guys, how about you give me a movie with alternate endings? This one's going to have the regular version, will have a one ending, but then my version will have two different endings." And then people would have said, "Oh man." So a lot of things that are done to their own detriment, because there was a bazillion ways that they could have got out of it. They just put their blinders on and started walking forward instead of like looking around to see what was going on. So look, I hear what a lot of people say when they're like, "Oh man, the digital got them." Well, the digital shouldn't have got you. You should have like evolved. You should have been like, "Oh, this is gonna like get me."
Yeah.
I mean, look at Disney. How many times have you said, "Man, Disney's gonna like flop when it comes to this if they don't?" But Disney's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, hold my beer," and they evolve, and they evolve.
Disney has the ability to understand the trends and find exclusive items here or there or the other way. They also know that there's a particular product that they sell on Shop Disney that anybody can go buy. There's certain product that you can only buy at Disney and some of the big stores like World of Disney. And they also know that there's some items that you can only buy within the parks, like the lightsabers at Galaxy's Edge, stuff like that. You're not going to find those there.
The stuff that I want to go there for, right? Because I want to build a lightsaber. But anyways, all right, off that rant. What you got going on next week?
Not much. I do want to attend on to something else. I know that we do have some card people in here, like you and myself. Going back to Disney Lorcana again, real quick, I did just find that Series 2, Disney Lorcana Rise of Floodborn, will be releasing to local game stores. They're doing the same exact pattern as before. They're releasing to local game stores on November 17th, while the wide release will be included. Oh, okay. So if you want the Lorcana Disney 100 edition, that one is releasing on December 1st with everybody. So
Right.
December 1st, you're going to get the Disney 100 edition. Otherwise, the starter packs, looks like the starter packs and the booster packs are releasing at local game stores on the 17th of November.
Wonder what that means by local game stores. Like, so GameStop is what they're saying? Is
Yes and no. No, I think GameStop was supposed to be part of the big box item. They're talking straight up card shops. Comic book shops selling cards, items, stuff like that. That's the only place I was able when they first released that way back in what was it, September, August, somewhere like
yeah.
that. I could only find them at our local comic book shops. I called some GameStop and they weren't selling them. Now I heard rumors that some GameStops did put them out early, but yeah, I think that when they say local card shops, you're talking your local comic book shop essentially.
Yeah, well,
If
good
they
luck.
sell cards and
Good luck with that. Good luck with getting them from the local guys like that, because they're going to be flipping them on the secondary market.
The thing is that's tough with local card shops compared to a big box store like a Walmart is the price, because unfortunately I think Disney and Ravensburg has priced these packs and stuff like that very well. Unfortunately, there has been lots of instances where local card shops have jacked up prices because of the demand of it. Now, with that being said, I've also read articles that Ravensburger or whatever has actually been acknowledging which shops are doing this and is actually declining them for the next series.
Oh, well, that's crazy.
So, because they want to keep it to what is fair for everybody. Now, I do foresee that this series is going to be double the amount that they did in Series 1.
I think so too. I think this one we'll see. We'll see.
Actually, I don't even think Disney and Ravensburger even thought that this could even possibly be a Pokemon rival.
I don't know if they did or not. It doesn't sound like it from everybody that I talked to. It didn't sound like they knew that it was going to blow up the way that it did, but it however did blow up pretty big. So we'll see going forward. What do you got going on? You going to play with that new phone yet?
Eventually in the next couple of weeks. I don't know what I got going on this week. There's a lot going on in life. So I got a shorter weekend. I actually got to go and work on Sunday. So I don't foresee much going on. But yeah, the weekend after that, for sure, I do have a good amount of filming that we should be doing. But I also got to try to play this quite well as much as I want to film. It is my daughter's 6th birthday, so we definitely got to spend time making sure that we do the things
balance.
There's definitely a balance there. Whether I do something in the parks, I know we're going out to eat. I think she chose Hollywood and Vine out at Hollywood Studios. There are characters there, so I may do a similar video as the Chef Mickey's that we recently did. And to be honest with you, it's actually that video is still constantly doing very well. So I think people just like seeing the experience that people do and stuff like that. So I may do something similar in that aspect, but we'll definitely have to wait and see. I do have to give a shout out to our good friend Chase's Kingdom. I know I've been I don't even know if he's been doing it lately, but I have been missing his lives just because every time his lives are going on, we're in the middle of doing something with family. We were out and about last weekend. So it wasn't able, but I know he's been in the middle of moving as well. He's got, if you've ever seen his studio, you've seen his lives, he's got a ton of Funko Pops that he has to move.
I can't even imagine.
Moving sucks nonetheless. Moving that much Funko on top of it, that's absolutely nuts.
Chase, you're gonna have to do a video on how many of them got damaged in the process of moving, because that's gonna be a video all on its own right there. Like which ones got damaged and which ones did not. I don't know. Today has been a fun show. It's been a fun show today.
Always a fun. It's always good to hang out.
You should take your daughter and do that bounty hunting thing though, because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely. I think we're gonna do something of that range because that sounds like it could be quite interesting. But we couldn't. I think we did the first one and we couldn't. We kept getting to a spot where our magic bands are buzzing, but we didn't know what to go press it on. in order to collect the bounty. So I might have to watch some videos in order to fully find out how to play the game.
Did you notice that Chase has been a member for 30 months?
Yeah.
30 months.
Damn!
Hadn't got to do that.
Always appreciate it, buddy. Always appreciate it. So,
Yes, we
don't forget to hit him up on Saturdays when he does a show. Again, he may be moving, has to get reset up. So that's definitely a possibility. But, definitely throw him some love out there and, check him out.
We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
Take it easy.
Have a good one.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sometimes the easiest things to do take the longest amount of time to get done. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but before we get out of here real quick, guys, don't forget to go check our channel memberships out. These are both very new features to Mr. Techbot and myself, but we're both very proud that we have made it to this point. So go check out our memberships. The link should be down in the description below. If it's not down in the description below, you should be able to go to any one of our videos and it'll be down in the description below. So make sure you go check that out. It's super cool, fun way to get interactive with the channel. You'll get some really cool icons, some really cool emojis you can drop over in that super chat. You can drop over there in that chat so that you can flex on everybody a little bit. And don't forget that any and all super chats will go down in the description after this video is over. Give us 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes to get it down in there. I mean, we might not be able to do it right away. We've got to eat dinner and still hang out with our family, but we truly appreciate all of you guys, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one.